And welcome to the live reactions watch along. All right, yes, Forza Juve, fino alla fine. Let's get ready to hopefully witness a victory and hopefully celebrate some goals together, Juventini. Okay, so yes, they're just getting ready to for kickoff here. We just ran a little bit longer on our match day live, which many of you joined us for. Thank you for joining us for that match day live. Lucci did a fantastic job. Okay, hosting for his first time. Guy's a natural. I think my job's in jeopardy. Okay. But no, I'm ready for this one. We know the lineup's a little bit off there, a little bit unorthodox with Danilo going to slot into the middle there. We have Delict, Rugani, Chiellini at the back, Rabio Artur in the middle with Danilo, Quadrado, Pellegrini, and then Dybala and Vlahovic up top. So they're just getting ready to kick things off here. And yeah, it's time. Let's go. Let's go. Cliff Senior, let's go. Nothing but 3 points needs to happen here in this one. So Salernitana pump the ball up quickly. DeCilio just clears it out, but it's out for a throw to Salernitana. Salernitana in possession, just heading backwards there. A little bit of pressure there from Rabio. Ooh, almost won it in a great spot there. Salernitana switch field as the mid kind of clamps down and collapses on that opposite side there. Pellegrini nicely handles it. Chiellini back to Szczesny here. Now, a little bit of a press coming from Salernitana. Szczesny pumps it over to Quadrado, who heads it over to Dybala, and the ball's knocked away from his feet out for Juventus throw. All right. Let's get going here. Headed in there. Oh, Artur trying to beat his man there. Oh, just right at Vlahovic's throat there, but he fights off his defender, does incredibly well to hold it here. Artur slots over to Dybala, finds Quadrado there on the right. Quadrado running two men on him. Dybala now cutting in, scanning, finds Artur over to Danilo. Danilo, who's in the middle of the park today, over finds Pellegrini. Pellegrini is 1v1. Tries to have a low cross in, driven and cleared out for a Juventus corner kick here. Interesting. What's going to end up happening here? I said we'd probably lose balance in the way we were set up, and that it would be predominantly the right side so far. Quadrado, Danilo in a minute and a half in here, trying to set things up and get things going. Danilo was right at the heart on that last play. Found Pellegrini again. Pellegrini's going to have to engage in all these 1v1s. I'm looking for us to just put the pressure and swarm these guys. Cross comes in off the corner kick, cleared out. Oh, Pellegrini tried to take on his man, but the challenge sees the ball go off his shin and out for a goal kick to Salernitana. Bob, andiamo. Let's get that victory today, Bob. Come on. Got to get it done. Little busy saying Miretti and Sule look ready on the bench. Jesse laughs. Yeah. We had a long discussion about the unwillingness to play them even in a match against Salernitana. Interesting stuff. But again, ultimately, none of it matters. It's just fan discussion and opinion. All that matters is getting those 3 points. So let's go, Juve. Long ball over the top there. Oh, finds Vlahovic. Just couldn't settle, but he's got the ball at his feet in the area here. Defender on his back, tries to have a low hard cross in there, and it goes out for a corner kick. Vlahovic upset with himself that he couldn't settle that on the run and saw him go out into the corner there. Oh, the ball actually ricocheted off him, so it's going to be a goal kick to Salernitana, adding to the frustration on that sequence. But a beautiful long ball from the back there. All right, Salernitana looking to just pump this one up the pitch. Danilo losing the aerial battle. DeCilio unable to clear, and DeCilio sees it out for throw-in on the follow-through there. 3.5 minutes in so far. I said I wanted to see a couple things, okay? I want to see Juve react from what happened midweek. It's Salernitana. It's the last place team. I want to see them play with purpose. I want to see a beatdown, okay? I want to see a convincing win going into the little bit of a breather before the Derby d'Italia. Pellegrini does well there to fight off his man. Ball at Chiellini's feet. Has it back to Pellegrini. The press is in full effect from Salernitana. Dybala settles there, but it's stripped from him. Now he battles back to try and win it, and he does well. Sees the ball back to Pellegrini, who just plays a no-nonsense clearance out there up to the top. Danilo finds himself on the ball in the middle of the pitch. Quadrado now. One touch back to Danilo. Makes his run. Vlahovic ends up getting the ball. Vlahovic scanning. Can't find anybody with it. DeCilio now on the right side. Inside to Dybala. No, Artur, sorry. Artur finds Quadrado. Finds Vlahovic in the area. Oh, inside to Dybala. There's a goal. There you go. Yes. What a goal. Beautiful, beautiful play. That's what we need to do. Let's go. Get after it, boys. Dybala. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Beautiful passing, the tempo, the pace, the quickness. That is what it's all about. When we play too slow, we're not at our full strength. This is a beautiful, beautiful goal. Paulo Dybala with an absolute beauty. Look inside to Vlahovic. Vlahovic sees him making his run in. Dybala with one quick cut and then the hammer on his left foot. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Off the post and in, short side. Absolutely beautiful. It's criminal, and you deserve to get punished, Salernitana, when you leave Vlahovic with that much space in the area. So they left Vlahovic with that room, and you just simply can't do it. He spots Dybala's run easily, and Dybala does fantastic with that touch. Great, great job. We're going to chalk that one up. Nice early one, 1-0. That's the way to start it. That's the way to start it. Let's go. 1-0 for the good guys right out of the gate here. Love it. Absolutely love it. Our boy, Dybala. Let's go. Let's go. And all the speculation and all that, it's nice to see him come out with that fire and get that goal, okay? That's exactly how you react. Two of the guys that were in the spotlight and all that debacle with what was going on midweek there, or not midweek, yesterday in the training with the argument with Allegri. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see Quadrado and Dybala involved, driven, and getting after it from the start. So, yeah, you want to get into it with managers, and you guys all want to get heated. And Max even saying, hey, we needed a little bit of chaos there, and he thanked the players and whatnot. But, yeah, it's that's what you want to see. Come out with a reaction and get to it. Lovely goal, 1-0. Good start from Animesh. Dybala statement game. There you go. There you go. Great finish there from Paulo. Absolutely. Absolutely. Will we sit back now, Animesh? No. God, no. I said I want a beatdown. So after what happened, it's time to restore the faith in the closing sector of the season and get this statement. This is it, that we're going to finish strong and put the pressure on Inter, those teams ahead of us. Let's go. Let's go. And we ain't stopping. Quadrado on the ball. Slides it over to the right. Dybala on it. Back to Quadrado. Scanning back inside to Dybala. What's interesting here is that Danilo is actually at the heart of the midfield. So you could see Artur is taking up the space on the right side of Danilo, and Rabiot obviously on the left side of him. So that's very, very interesting. And I think it makes sense because it's going to allow Artur to be the one that gets ahead, because out of he and Danilo, that is the one you would want further up. So, yeah, makes sense. Foul here on Juventus, middle of the pitch there, and that was from a challenge in on a 50-50 from Rabiot. Great, great start, though, Juventini. Great, great start, and it's what we needed. So let's be serious here. Absolutely had to, but fantastic goal. Great, great work from Dybala. This is the purpose and the drive. I can't say we didn't have the purpose and the drive midweek. It's just the creativeness, the creativity. Gotta have it. You gotta have it. And you need your best in there. Well done by Rabiot, earning a throw in there for Juventus down the left flank as he sees the ball go off Mazzocchi there. Pellegrini on the byline, ready to take this, and he just continues to scan. Salernitana still putting a press on there and not backing down despite going down 1-0 early on. Foul earned there by Vlahovic, just inside Salernitana's area or territory. So Sit back is not an option, Animesh. Must continue. Must continue forward. Ball at the back here. Hammered over to Chiellini. Over to Pellegrini. Pellegrini continues to scan. Artur starts to drop to make himself available. De Ligt finds him. Artur now over to the side there on De Sciglio up forward. Sees Quadrado. Quadrado scans. Goes to the back to Artur. Artur scans. Back to De Ligt. De Ligt on it now. Long ball from De Ligt over to Quadrado's side. It's going to be an aerial 50-50 and seen out for Juventus throw. So good little mix for the first 10 minutes. Short passing, some long balls from the back, and good activity off the ball from Juventus. And now De Ligt over to Chiellini at the back, inside to Rabiot. Rabiot's touch kind of lets him down, allows Salernitana to press him, and he has to go all the way back to De Ligt. Over to De Sciglio now. De Sciglio over the top, trying to get it to Dybala there, but seen out by Fazio. And it was actually Artur. Artur's found himself high up the pitch there. Interesting. Dybala was the one that dropped. Artur went back to the last line of defense. Ball at Rabiot's feet. Over to Pellegrini. He's got a 1v1. He goes back. You don't want to take that one at halfway mark. You don't want to take that 1v1. It's not necessary. De Ligt now over to Chiellini. Juventus continue to scan here. A lot of movement amongst our players. And yeah, it's just you see Rabiot all over the mix, Pellegrini all over the mix. Artur has been absolutely everywhere to start this opening 10 minutes out. Rabiot working extremely hard. He makes a great block there and now shields the ball out. He's got Pellegrini behind him. Over to Chiellini. Chiellini pops it over the top, trying to find Dybala. And Dybala saves it. Oh, tries to see it through to Vlahovic, but his ball was just too soft there. Salernitana back in possession and now holding on to it at the right flank. Switching it up over to the far side to Fazio, and they will look to come up their left side. Juve's right. Ball now inside into the middle. A little bit of space there. Juventus not closing down terribly quickly. Mazzocchi here now, and Pellegrini goes out and blocks that out for Juventus throw. Let's see here. De Ligt making some calls from the back there. It is nice to see Chiellini out there. There's a lot of discussion lately circulating around Chiellini and his future. Obviously, what's been reported as of late is that he will look to continue beyond the season should the Azzurri qualify for the World Cup, which, of course, the playoffs will begin. And this next break, a little bit of a dangerous ball played back to Szczesny. Gets that clearance going. Artur wins it in the middle. Takes a foul there, but plays on for advantage. Ball with Chiellini now. Over to the side there on De Sciglio. De Sciglio coming back. Goes inside to Danilo. Danilo will take a look. He'll pop it over to Quadrado, and now Quadrado's running forward. Sees a through ball over to the back post to Dybala. Oh, and Dybala makes an error there on the finish. Oh, wow. Absolutely have to finish that, Paulo. Absolutely have to finish it. Fantastic ball through from Quadrado. Great run from Dybala. You've got to finish that, Paulito. Ooh. So extremely great finish from Paulo on the first goal, and he's going to want this one back. Paulo Dybala should be on a brace inside of 15 minutes, but still promising stuff from Juventus, moving the ball with authority and tempo and pace. So you like seeing that at least, and there's definitely more goals in this for Juventus if we continue in this manner. So controlling play and moving it quickly. And the guys, it's all about the off the ball movement. Once that dies, which I saw die midweek, everything else suffers after that. So let's go. De Sciglio inside to Danilo. Danilo misplays that pass horribly. And Salernitana in possession now, but Pellegrini and Rabiot close down very, very quickly and win the ball back. Rabiot running up the left side, finds Vlahovic. Vlahovic does well, battles his man, wins possession there, cuts inside, still wins it, ends up getting the earlier foul called on him as he was allowed to continue for advantage. Foul going to Mazzocchi of Salernitana. Vlahovic is an absolute unit. Absolute unit. Just a beast. And yeah, always putting in hard minutes for Juve. Now, keep in mind, he is one of the players, should he receive a yellow card, will be excluded from the Inter match. So he's got to keep it a clean game today. That's for sure. Pellegrini now running at his man, cuts inside, puts a little ball inside the area. Artur tried to play 1-2 with him, but the ball was too far forward, and sees Pellegrini having to take a foul. So it'll be free kick to Salernitana right at their byline there. I like that little chip. I like that little edge that Pellegrini plays with. I absolutely love it. Jack, good afternoon from the UK. Good afternoon, Jack. Thanks for joining me here. Like the video, everybody, while you're here, okay? And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. One-stop shop for everything Juve. If we get a good lead in the first half, we should introduce the youngsters, hopefully. I agree completely, Animesh. Let's get it to a solid lead and then look at rotation going into the break and whatnot. And the other factor is, too, you do have a break after this one. So, but that next match, that Derby d'Italia, it's going to be big. Just want to remind everybody, okay, for all our friends in the Toronto area and the GTA, we will be doing a live all UVcast watch party, okay, from Cafe Juventus in Toronto, okay? So Anthony and Lucci from our team will be there. So if you're in that area, make sure you get in touch with us either on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere. We're going to have a good time, okay? We're going to have a good time. And there's a lot of prizes from stripedheartsapparel.com, our sponsor. If you haven't checked them out, they got incredible custom Juve fan merch. This is one of them. Okay, this awesome Del Piero Pinturicchio tee, obviously with the Libertad Digital old school sponsorship type design. So check it out. Cliff said was talking with Bippy last night. He said expect the ball to show out today, and so far he is. But he needed to finish that chance. Yeah, absolutely. Look for all of the players to show out. This is not a Dybala thing. After what happened midweek, after the speculation of the argument with Max yesterday, there's no other option than to show up and put in a solid performance. Okay, your coach calls you out as being soft. You come out and you show them that you're anything but. So the entire team needs to be on and show it after what went down. Not just the arguments yesterday with Max, but the midweek nonsense in getting dropped again in Champions League. Chiellini on the ball now, finding Artur in the middle here, finds Rabiot down the left side. Pellegrini has one player in front of him. He starts to take a few steps inside, drops it back to Danilo. Danilo scanning, finds Chiellini. Chiellini looking to step forward a little bit, finds Artur. Artur finds it over to Danilo. He has a little bit of space moving forward. Danilo stops inside to Dybala, back to Artur, over to De Ligt. De Ligt will go to the right side where Cuadrado remains. Cuadrado now coming up, takes his player on, beats him, cuts inside to Dybala, but the pass was a little too slow and anticipated by Salernitana and cut off. Danilo does well to track back, wins that ball. It's at De Ligt's feet now. They will regroup. Danilo over to Dybala. Dybala scanning. Nothing there, so he just holds it. Drops it back to Danilo. Directs him to head to the right to where Cuadrado is. Cuadrado now on it, but goes back to De Ligt. De Sciglio looking to make a run as he's found himself at the highest point now with Cuadrado dropping back. Artur tried to force one in there and squeeze it through, hits his man in front of him. Ball back to Cuadrado. Switches sides to Chiellini. Chiellini now cuts inside, back over to Danilo. Danilo pops it out over to the right, but it's too high and will go out for a Salernitana throw-in. Cliff saying 100% the fans need a big win today just for a confidence boost going into next week's match against Inter. Absolutely. Del saying good energy and pressing from Juve so far. Let's hope it continues. That's just it. Want to see a solid match throughout. Okay. Just no lapses, no letdowns. Just keep it up. Oh, Vlahovic there. The little bit of a foul there from Salernitana as he was trying to cut around his man there. Hauled down, gets a free kick. Let's try and put this one in here. Let's try and get just to quickly play backwards, actually. So Juve just taking possession. Delict on it at the halfway point. Chilio and Chiellini have stretched out to either side of Delict. Quadrado now with the ball on the right flank. Inside to Artur. Artur starts to scan. It's coming over inside to Danilo, who goes back to Delict. So Juve just controlling possession, but not a whole bunch coming right now. Salernitana starting to ease up. They were playing that press early on. Dybala was looking to play a 1-2 with Chilio there, but gets his pass wrong, goes out for Salernitana throw. They have it inside there up the left flank here. Start to close them down. Late approach there from Delict on his player, but still sees the ball going backwards for Salernitana. Played inside the middle there. Ball forward. They find themselves on the right flank through Mazzocchi. Mazzocchi threw ball down deep into the area, but the player just couldn't get to it for Salernitana as it goes out for a goal kick, and it will be Szczesny putting it back into play. They're showing the second opportunity from Dybala here, and my God, great run, great ball from Quadrado, but he just gets the hit all wrong, seeing it over. Should be 2-0. Should be 2-0 for Juventus, but they're still playing very, very well. Artur now back over to Szczesny. Szczesny's taking a look over Pellegrini's way. We'll play it to him. And he is, marked immediately. Szczesny gets it back and then goes back to Pellegrini, who pops it over the top, trying to find a Vlahovic's way, but it was well short. Artur finds it, though, and goes all the way back to Szczesny. And now he's got options on his left side. Artur slots it over to Pellegrini. Has a little bit of time to scan. Eats it. Now puts it up to Vlahovic, who's in position to hold this ball up. And Vlahovic scanning. He's running back. Finds himself tight to our left byline. Is stripped of the ball. Salernitana continuing on. Awful cross in, but poor clearance from Delict. And now Salernitana top of the area. They're going to have a go. Shot blocked by Danilo. Rabiot still waiting for Rabiot to get into position here. And cleared out now by Pellegrini. Dybala on a run. Again, free and clear on the defense. He stops, holds. He's got the pass to Vlahovic. You have to one-time that Vlahovic. He took himself right to the keeper. Oh, man, he's going to want that back. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Another great run from Dybala, pushing Salernitana's back byline. Does great spin there. Vlahovic just hit it, my man. Just hit it. He took that touch right to the keeper. Unfortunate. Pellegrini does well. Gets inside the area. Oh, one-time attempt from Vlahovic. Oh, Dybala almost finds another one here. Vlahovic fighting for it. Oh, keeper had to make a big save there on Dybala, just getting that little toe poke, finding a way to get a shot off in that. Great job. And Juventus continues to press. Here's Quadrado, low hard cross, seen cleared out, and it'll be corner kick. 22 minutes, 40 seconds in. Juve looks very, very well, but Dusan, you've got to hit that on the one time, my man. Absolutely have to. So, chat again saying, come on, Vlahovic, first touch. Dells. Dusan, come on. First time shot for sure. Should have been 3-0 already from Animesh. Absolutely. Cliff, that's a mentality issue. Says the players need to be willing to pull the trigger. I think it's weird in those scenarios. Like, he's just overthinking that. And maybe his touch got the better of him, but I don't even think you take a touch there. I think you hammer that thing home. Great work from Dybala here, winning the ball back and then earning the foul. That's a yellow card. 23 minutes, yellow card to Salernitana. If you had 23 minutes on our Matchday Live as your guest for the first card, there you go. And it was Koulibaly. Dybala looking fantastic. As he should, though, everybody, is Salernitana. Come on. Let's go. Cliff saying he's the man, so he needs to act like it. Vlahovic, yeah, just a misread there. Not sure why you wouldn't just hammer that home. Yeah, need to have the awareness there. You need to be sharp. You've come in to be the guy. You got to get that job done. That one's got to end up in the back of the net. Should be 3-0 up. Bala steps up. He's okay, shaking this one off. Gave him some problems. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I know what's on everybody's mind with Dybala, and could you imagine? It would be absolute chaos amongst the ongoing saga. Should he get another knock that takes him out? Cross coming in from Pellegrini goes deep back post, cut back in by De Ligt there, but Salernitana in possession. Oh, De Ligt as well to get a piece of that. We almost regained it in their area, but cleared out for a Juventus throw almost at the halfway mark. All right, thrown in. Chilio on it, back to De Ligt, and Juventus just regaining their shape here. De Ligt over to Chiellini. He will take a look up the left side, goes back inside to De Ligt. De Ligt scanning. Artur and Rabiot are slightly ahead of Danilo. Danilo is sitting back. Dybala now finds Cuadrado inside to Artur, all the way back to Chilio. Ooh, a little bit of a questionable ball back to De Ligt, over to Chiellini. Oh, inside to Pellegrini, little one too. Oh, tried to get Vlahovic clear and sent through there, and they almost did. A lot of good off the ball movement from Juventus and quick passing. See, where has this been? And this is one of those things that frustrates many Juventini because you could see in this lineup, we looked at the players that were called out there and we had a lot of questions. But this is the prime example that, you know, that's only half the battle. These guys, no matter who they are capable of playing in a manner that is still strong and still productive, but it's all about the tempo and the pace and off the ball movement. Once you stop that, you are absolutely dead. So the biggest question mark with Juve is, can they continue it for the match throughout? We're 26 minutes in and they look great so far. Perotti seeing the ball out for Salernitana. It's going to be a Juventus throw. Danilo inside the middle of the pitch there. He's got some questionable moments so far in this early 26 minutes from Danilo, but again, just not used to playing in that position, but he's doing a good job. This also raises an interesting question, okay? When you look at Danilo playing in this spot, this chase for this regista, I've said this openly over the past week. Maybe it's time, and I've even said it before, maybe it's time to scrap this whole chase for the next Pirlo and just play a defensive midfielder there and put two players ahead of him as box-to-box guys and just forget about that. So it's going to be interesting, but you got to take everything in this match with that grain of salt because of the fact that it's Salernitana, okay? And Salernitana, obviously last place in Serie A. Chiellini takes a shot right to the chest and the gut there on that aerial duel there. All right, Juventus in position, and Cuadrado now with the ball over on the right flank. Inside to Artur, back to Cuadrado, back to Dybala, over to Artur, and now goes all the way back. De Ligt will see it over to Szczesny. Szczesny in the middle to Artur, who has it up to De Ligt, and they've played out of Salernitana's slight press there. Very weak one. Cuadrado with the ball on the right flank. De Chilio makes the overlapping run. Cuadrado finds Danilo, who finds De Chilio over on the right. De Chilio 1v1 with his man. Gonna look to have a cross in. He does. There it is. Vlahovic. 2-0 Juve. Let's go. That's what we need, everybody. Let's go. Make up for that error prior. Gets to this header. Great job by everybody. Again, moving the ball up forward very nicely. And then De Chilio, 1v1. You got to take the guy on. You got to ask questions. Takes a couple steps down and has a beautiful cross. Just in an area where the keeper would be risking trying to come out to. And Vlahovic beats his man to this and heads it perfectly down in the bottom corner. Great, great goal. Let's go, Vlahovic. 2-0. 2-0, and you've got Dybala and Vlahovic on the score sheet. Let's go. See what it means to him. Let's go. Hey, there's more. Don't stop there. 29 minutes, 2-0 Juve. Let's go. Keep going. Hammer down. Kill this team off. That's what needs to happen. I said, I want to see a whooping today. We're en route. Keep it going. Keep it going. 2-0. Let's chalk that one up for the good guys, okay? There it is on the board now, 2-0. Juventus continues in possession now. I'm going to give you a little bit of a stat update here shortly, okay, everybody? So far, closing in on 30 minutes. Possession, 68% for Juventus, 32% for Salernitana. 7 attempts already on target, or 7 attempts total already for Juventus, 4 on target, 1 attempt for Salernitana, not on target. So great, great start for Juventus. This is a fantastic half hour of football. It's the exact type of half hour of football we need after what's been going down. She is our second best crosser by a mile coming in from Dells. Yeah, it's been great. Cliff, let's win 4-0. Why stop at 4? Let's go. All right, Salernitana now finding themselves with a little bit of possession, but really, for the most part, kind of aimless. Ooh, they found themselves foul there. No, Berotti lobbying for one isn't going to get it. Chesney with the ball right through the middle in a little bit of a crowd. Oh, bad back pass there from Danilo. And again, that's just not used to playing in that role, making some questionable decisions. Pellegrini does well to hold on to that thing and shield it, at least till Chiellini can help him. And now they see Vlahovic, who does great at holding it. Rabiot challenge there. And Juve loses it, but seen out. I think they'll get the throw in on this one. And Vlahovic almost picked it up on the run after that Rabiot challenge. Throw in for Juventus right now. Okay, 8-0 then. I love it. Hat tricks for Dybala and Vlahovic. Let's go. Hat tricks for everybody. Everybody gets a hat trick today. Let's go. Okay, thrown in. Rabiot heads it up to Vlahovic. He's over in the left corner, and he's just holding right now. Tries to have that ball off the defender for a corner kick, but no go. It actually ends up going out for a Salernitana goal kick. So far, a very, very positive reaction from Juventus, doing a great, great job, and all the players are doing what they need to do, and that's play with a proper intensity and motivation. Mazzocchi on the right side for Salernitana. He's running. Rabiot does great. Fantastic challenge there. Mazzocchi down laboring. No call. Rabiot has it out for a throw-in as he's down. He just comes in nicely and cleans that up. They're showing this goal again, and man, great, great leap on that one from Vlahovic. Just gets right up, has that inner lean on his defender, so he can't get up high enough to. Just great, great positioning and great job from Vlahovic there. Showing Max Allegri right now, giving the thumbs up. And yeah, just you hate hearing about all this nonsense that's been going on in the background. So very, very important we get a strong win today. And I said I wouldn't settle for anything less. Absolutely have to answer back. You have to show your mettle. You have to show what you're made of in moments and situations like this. And basically shut all the noise down with your actions. Talk is cheap. We've had way too much of that. It's time to show it and act accordingly. Ball at the back, and Deschilio in control. Not much pressure coming his way. Finds Danilo inside to Quadrado. Quadrado misses Dybala, but Vlahovic stops it. Oh, look at this run through. Dybala just plays it over just a little too far ahead on Rabiot. Made a great run. Now the ball over on the left side with Vlahovic. He's got a defender coming at him. He could take a couple steps in towards him. Oh, he takes one step, has a cross in. Nobody home there, unfortunately. Rabiot was the only one in the area. Now the ball at the back with DeCilio. DeCilio cutting inside. Looks like he's going to take his man on again. Tries to have a cross. It's deflected off the defender and into the keeper's hands. Oh, man. Dybala's going to want that pass back too. He's got to hit that. Has to hit that. Elias, what's your personal choice for the midfielder? I'm not sure what you mean by that. What's my personal choice for the midfielder? I'm not sure what you mean there. Please, just elaborate a bit, Elias. Anthony, the amount of long pass connecte is a great sign. Haven't seen this in a while. Not only that, but just the mix. You're seeing the long balls. You're seeing the 1-2s. You're seeing, but the biggest thing is off the ball. Everybody is extremely active. Artur is, DeCilio is, Cuadrado is, Dybala is, Rabiot is. Everybody is moving off the ball, and the options are there, and that's why we're able to do that. So it's great stuff. Elias says in the summer mercado he meant. So who's my midfielder of choice? I want my midfielder of choice would be Milinkovic-Savic. I don't see it happening. I think he's one that will be out. I want probably him, Pogba, or Gravenberch, to be 100% honest. Those would be the guys I'd be looking at. Elias, I'm going to return the question to you. Who's the midfielder of your choice? Cliff says, if we can play like this against Salernitana, what is stopping us from doing this against anyone else? So we do have to factor in the level of quality of teams and whatnot, but you're right in the sense of the tempo, that pace, and what we're doing off the ball. We become very, very slow when teams clamp down. So when they take something away from us, we don't necessarily do enough, and we sometimes get too comfortable in just getting the ball at our feet and taking a look and trying to find lanes rather than forcing those lanes open and creating them with quick play and a lot of movement. And I don't know if we purposely do this as a tactic because we're worried about the risk because you're playing a team with better quality and them turning against us. But yeah, they can do that. They can do this against anybody. And I hate when we don't do it against these other better teams. And, the excuse is that, they're just better. They're doing this. You have to find answers for who you're playing. Okay. Teams have tendencies. Teams have tactics and strategies. You have to find a way to expose them. Against Villarreal, they gave us the left side. They shut our right side down, but we continued to go to the left side all the time rather than assisting those guys and spreading out some of the guys that could do the damage so that it'd be spread across the pitch evenly. We left those guys on the left side to just pretty much die in terms of not being able to create. You have to change it. You have to see what the team's given to you. You have to adapt. I just didn't see that we adapted. And then unfortunately, at about the 70-minute mark, we completely stopped moving off the ball. And we just didn't really do anything. And eventually it cost us because Villarreal striked. And then after that, and you play a game like that where you're not looking for answers, you're not adapting, very, very hard to come from behind. And then we saw some of the mentality in the breakdown. So very, very tough. Thought the first half versus Villarreal, we were very, very good. Not the win in. We were good. We were still finding chances despite what they were doing. But I can't help but feel there was another level, another gear we could have went into that we just didn't. And whether that's a player quality thing, whether it's lack of adapting, it's all up there. Sal saying the difference in our play hasn't been the quality of the team we're playing. It's been the pressure we get put on us. We fold to pressure. That's true. That is true. However, this is one of the big things when we were talking. Oh, attempt there from Salernitana, top of the area, just wide. One of the things we were talking about with Juventus in that last one. Yeah, Bonazzoli there with a great attempt. Oof, oof, and Max losing it on the sideline there. So one of the things with Juventus and the pressure is that since they made the switch with Locatelli and Artur in the middle, they've been able to play out of that better. Gives us a better spread. And I don't think necessarily that the pressure was even an issue against Villarreal because we controlled the majority. So you're controlling the play, you're not getting pressed. That just came down to the guys that were given the opportunity to put them under not being able to. Unfortunately, oh, there's a foul. There's a foul. Oh man, he's giving. Is he giving it to Pellegrini? Wow. So Pellegrini gets the yellow for simulation. Have to get a better look at it at full speed. Looked like a foul, but simulation there going to Pellegrini. Yellow card. 40th minute mark. 2-0 Juve. We'll have to get a better look at this. Oh, it's still so fast. I can't tell. Looks like that guy steps on him. Oh no, it's actually Pellegrini's foot going into his. So yeah, that's a good no call. Pellegrini trying to earn one there. Right call by the ref. Right call by the ref. And Pellegrini will miss the match against Inter. Unfortunate there. And we were talking about it. He was one of them. Morata is one, and Vlahovic is the other. Three players, if they get cards today, will not be available for Inter. So Pellegrini will be out for the Inter match. Ooh, dangerous ball played to the back there by Salernitana, and Vlahovic was all over it. No options there for Salernitana but to clear it. Ball at the back now with DeCilio. DeCilio over to Quadrado, inside to Artur. Artur to Quadrado, back to DeCilio. They will probably swing it out around the back and come out the left side. So let's see here. Dell saying, shame on you, Luca. Animesh, Sandro versus Dumfries. Rest in peace. So I've got to say, card everyone who dives in the box. Good for the ref. Cliff saying, I mean, that was tough because there was a leg tangle. I mean, there was, but the Spezia player's foot was. I'm actually credit to the ref for seeing that a full time. But the Spezia's player's leg was literally there, and like it was Pellegrini who stepped into it. So yeah, I mean, Animesh got it right on the head there. Sandro versus Dumfries. Quick reminder, everybody, like the video, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. It's all Juve all the time. We're 2-0 up right now, 42 minutes in against Salernitana. All right, Salernitana now just at the top of our area. Ooh, inside, Bonazzoli trying to play a 1-2 here. Salernitana gets it over to the side here. They have a player laboring right at the top of our area and no stoppage. Chiellini heads across out over to Mazzocchi, and they finally have it out for their guy who's just laboring. Bonazzoli there took a bit of a challenge. All right, let's take a quick stat break while they sort out Bonazzoli there. So 65% possession for Juventus, 35 for Salernitana, 8 total attempts for Juve, 4 on target, 3 total attempts for Salernitana, with none being on goal. They're showing the Pellegrini situation again, and yeah, it is what it is. It's got to you got to be more mindful of these things. We know what he's trying to do to draw that, but you've got to be pretty damn sure. And I mean, if you're on a card that's gonna take you out, that's a crappy way to get a yellow that takes you out of a match against Inter. So we'll see what happens. Pumped up the pitch by Spezia. Over back to Bonazzoli. Bonazzoli inside, and they're taking a look. They're probably going to come back out to the right, which they do. Matsuki making a late overlapping run. They're going to have a in-swing cross, but it goes all the way wide of the back post out to Szczesny's right, and it'll be goal kick. Closing in on 45th minute here, Juventini. Get ready for the halftime, okay? We're going to discuss this match. We're going to talk about who our favorite players are so far. This one, not favorite, but highest ranked players so far in this first half. Could really be 4-0 right now. Unbelievable. And that's the difference in just finishing for Juventus. But opportunities like that and the guys that were on the ball for those opportunities, it's got to be in the back of the net. That's why I say, could be 4-0 because Vlahovic has that one. Dybala has that other one. See, if Rabiot got that breakaway from Dybala, I could expect it not going in, but I'd probably still put him down for having to score it, right? Ball at the back with Fazio. Back to Spezia's keeper. 1 minute of added time before half. Spezia in possession. Very, very slow moving. Coming up the right side. Tries to play a little 1-2 there. Bonazzoli trying to flick on, but just goes straight to Tech, who finds Quadrado all alone in the middle of the pitch. He's carrying it up. Finds Dybala over on the right. Dybala inside to Danilo. Back to Dybala. Dybala inside to Vlahovic. Tried to do a back heel. Nobody there. He's got pressure all over him. Trying to dribble out of it. And now we're forced into a foul trying to win the ball just in front of the area there. Perotti taking knocks all over the place for Salernitana. Perotti had a little bit of a decent stint years back there with Roma there. Always thought he could be so much more and capable of so much more, but never really amounted to much. And now we have halftime for Juventus. 2-0 to Salernitana. Let's get into this. Sorry. Been battling some congestion and a cold, so I've been muting my mic here and there just so that I spare you guys the coughing. So, halftime thoughts. Let's hit you with the numbers first, then we'll talk about what we're seeing. Okay? So, halftime stats, very, very close to the last update I gave you, which was probably around the 43rd minute mark here. And then I'll hit you with some of the player ratings coming out of this one so far. So 64% possession for Juventus, 36 for Salernitana. They've had 3 total attempts Salernitana has with none on target. One very, very close one, obviously from Bonazzoli there. That went to Szczesny's left, low and hard. Juventus, 8 total attempts, 4 on target, 2 goals, and 2 that should have been goals. Okay, that's right. Vlahovic on that one with a great, great pass, great, great play from Dybala, and needs to bury that one. And then, of course, Dybala on a breakaway, free and clear, popping it right over the top. Not sure why he didn't just slot it to the left there. Ball's bouncing a bit. He had a man all over his back, but I still expect more from Paulito there. His first finish, though, absolutely beautiful. Ball movement, the passing, everything was great. So they did a great, great job on that goal where Dybala broke through. Salernitana getting punished for leaving Vlahovic with that much space in the area to be able to find Dybala, and then Dybala with the brilliant first touch to give himself that shot and open itself up. And then the shot itself was fantastic. Short side, posted in. Really no chance for the keeper. Be a hell of a stop if he came even close to it. Now, in terms of Vlahovic's goal, again, great ball movement. And we're talking about off the ball movement because this is what sticks out the most when Juve puts in good shifts versus when they put in bad shifts. And in this one, you could see it. You could see it all over the pitch. De Sciglio and Quadrado are interchanging. Artur and Dybala are interchanging. Rabiot has found himself beyond the defense, breaking runs. Everybody is moving. Everybody is moving off the ball. There are a ton of options. Something I've said on the podcast a number of times on our post-match podcast when we're reviewing matches is How many times our players get the ball and there is only one option, and usually it's heading back. You watch a game like this, multiple options every time we get the ball. Why can't we do this against the top teams? This is kind of a common theme, common question when you see performances that are quite drastic like this in terms of what we saw lately. Is it the opposition? Is it ourselves? Is it mentality? Is it the coaching? Is it the tactics? Honestly, there's nothing stopping us from doing this, but you have to ask the question, are we nervous about playing with this? Because there are opportunities, and you could see it in this one. Salernitana is not to a strength that could put you under when you play this way, but all those interchanges, right? To create space, to make those spaces, those passing lanes and whatnot. All that, there is a sacrifice. But mentality is a part of it. Continuity in the players. Locatelli, the most recent player from Juventus, that said, I need to focus on the continuity of my game within the 90 minutes. And it's something that has been a little bit of a trend with Locatelli, because you'd see him fade after that 50th minute, 55th minute. He's played a lot of minutes too. Could be a factor as well. Absolutely, of course. But there's really nothing stopping us from moving the ball quickly and making the runs off the ball. This is fundamental stuff in football. We're not asking them to do anything, extraordinary. But once you do those things, it makes the rest a little bit easier. Because when you play a slow game and the defense is always in place, it's so difficult even to just get a touch, and you can't even take a half turn to just look at an option. So the movement's been fantastic in this one. That needs to be steady and a constant no matter who we play. Off the ball movement, guys looking to take defenders with them and open up space and avenues for other players. Given our players options when they're on the ball, you should always have two options anytime you touch the ball as a player anywhere on the pitch. That happens when you get the off the ball movement. So good stuff in this first half. Very, very happy with it, and very much what I expected as a Juventino. Okay. All the media garbage, the Champions League knockout not going our way. Answer with actions. Okay. Talk is cheap. Get out there, get the job done. You're playing the last place team right before you have a crucial match against Inter, who dropped points yesterday. So we get the job done today. We're 1 point behind those snakes, and then we got to play them. Let's go. Giddy up. Giddy up. Okay. RB Comp saying, this is exactly why I wanted Chiellini playing versus Villarreal. Well, I can't fault Rugani, and I don't even fault Max. I said this leading up to that match against Villarreal. If you look at Juventus leading up to that game, they were playing some of the best we have this season. So I don't know if you just break that up because of the sake that it is Chiellini. We know Chiellini is a beast, but at the same time, I don't know, because it's a risk in terms of what the team's got going on. So you're risking the continuity, and then you're risking Chiellini himself. Are we rushing these guys back too soon? And Max's his own words in the presser for this one kind of said it all, right? He said, I looked to the bench and I had guys that weren't fit. They were not, their legs were not ready for it if this thing was going to go. And I include Chiellini in that list. So we also didn't know what Villarreal was going to do. Were they going to park it, or were they going to press us? Were they going to get after it? That unknown, because if they would have pressed us, it would have been even a little more concerning for Chiellini, to be honest. But hindsight's 2020. Chiellini's looking great today. De Ligt's looking great today. Again, not a lot coming from Salernitana, so we factor that. But we love Chiellini. Love Chiellini. If we score one more, we could see Mirati and Sule. I'd love to see these guys get some minutes. If we bag those two, Vlahovic gets that one in, and then or even one of those, and we're 3-0. I think 55th minute, get these guys in and let's go from there. But it's the halftime changes right at half. I've never been a fan of subs right at half unless you absolutely have to. Like it would take a mess of a first half for me to consider a half change. I always like at least, that 10 minutes into the second half for making changes. I've always been that way when I've coached men's competitive and whatnot, and I've always been that way. I coach kids too, which is a great time, by the way. But yeah, I've always been that way. Don't like right at half changes. Animesh, Arthur, 0 long balls played in first half. That's not necessarily a problem. It's not necessarily a problem. And if we look at what's going on there, I think it's a little bit surprising. Danilo's taken the heart of the midfield, and Artur's actually been the one playing slightly advanced. And I actually agree with that. I think the way it was drawn up on paper, looking at this thing, was a little bit strange. But with Danilo there in the heart of the midfield, that's just fine. That's just fine. I'm hoping to see Moretti in one of these roles in the second half and see what he can cook up against Salernitana. Be great, great stuff. RB Comps, top 4 in Coppa Italia. Let's end on a high at least. Absolutely. Absolutely. Finish as strong as possible. And the biggest thing is, I said, no matter what anybody thinks, what you think of Max, what you think of our system, what you think of our setup, you have to commit to somebody. We haven't committed to Pirlo or Sadi. Commit to somebody. We cannot continue just throwing coaches at the problem. It's a collective. Sort out the roster, balance out the roster, get it ready to go, and then let's move forward, okay? And the best thing is, where we should all have hope, is that Cherubini and Arriva Bene delivered an impressive January. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do this summer. I know that there's a lot of talks about the numbers, and everybody's seeing these latest numbers and these reports that have come out, but here's the thing. Agnelli, who should know better than anybody, has said, we're financially fine for this season and the next. Do I trust him or do I trust Gazzetta? The answer is easy for me. So, said I'd give you the ratings. So we're going to take a look at the ratings coming in from SofaScore so far in the first half, okay? So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll see if you guys agree so far with these match ratings. So, at halftime, Szczesny's sitting at 6.6. Yeah, it's fine. No real work for him, really. 0 of the attempts were on target. So DeCilio's at 7.1. Delic's at 6.9. Chiellini's at 6.7. Pellegrini's at 6.5. Rabiot's at 7.3. Artur 6.8. Danilo 7.3. Quadrado 7.4. Dybala 7.4. Vlahovic 7.5. So, looking at those, and SofaScore is always kind of funny with these decimal points on their ratings and everything. 6 is what every player starts with in standard ratings, and then go from there. Based on first half, Szczesny, just even, because there's no work to really do. So 6. DeCilio, 6.5. Delict, I put him at 6.5. Chiellini, 6.5. Pellegrini, 6. Quadrado, 6.5. Danilo, 6.5. Artur, 6. Rabiot, 6.5. Dybala and Vlahovic, 7s. They would be 7.5s if they had the braces. Good start, though, everybody. Good start. I want to see right now, if you had to pick a man of the match right now based on that one half play, who would it be? Who would it be, Juventini? And I'm going to get some of your comments now. Malik said, Allegri is coward. If you don't play young players games like this, when are you going to play them? So there's always multiple ways to look at it, right? And right now, the biggest thing for us, and I think we've seen it before. We've seen it earlier on in the season, and I said, it's clear Max would rather play players out of position than trust the young guys. And that was very, very clear. He made that extremely clear in the match leading up to this. And it is what it is. On our match day live today, we talked about it. And I basically said, if you were going to play a guy out of position rather than playing somebody in his natural role, in the midfield, like Benetti against Salernitana? Are we that afraid? And what does that say about your belief in the system, the setup of what you're doing, that you can't involve these guys? But the flip side to it is it's Salernitana. It's the 20th place team. The flip side to it as well is the fact that you just got challenged by your players, a bunch of them starters, and now you play them against Salernitana and you say, hey, get the job done. And I want to get these young guys in there. Show me what you can do, because talk is cheap. You guys want to complain about training sessions, timings, free time, all this. Show me that you deserve it, and then we'll go from there. So there's a lot of things going on, and there's a lot of it based on speculation. But I think Max missed the opportunities earlier on in the season to at least get that comfort level built up a bit with the young guys. And unfortunately now, of course, we are where we are. We're late in March, and it's crunch time. So it is what it is. We just move on. That's all we can do. RB Comp saying, take Vlahovic off. Don't risk him getting a yellow. This is a great point. I even said earlier on, I said, like, it is Salernitana. Do you want to risk Vlahovic missing Inter against Salernitana? I wouldn't, if he gets another 5 minutes, whatever, 10 minutes, and then take him off. It'd be nice to have that 3-goal cushion, just in case Salernitana finds a weird one, and then all of a sudden they're just 1 goal away. So it'd be nice to get that 3, but we'll see. So far for best player of the half, RB Comps has Dybala. Bader's got Dybala. And we'll see. We'll see. So a lot of shouts for Dybala. I think Dybala's there. I think Cuadrado's there. Obviously, Vlahovic as well. So far, Homa Juve, ciao. I hope Moretti gets at least 30 minutes. It'd be nice to see him get a healthy amount of minutes. Lot of good positive hype around this kid. We know what they did in the youth league, youth Europa League there, and taking down Liverpool, and Moretti was right in the heart of that, having a game. So yeah, I'd like to see it as well. John Stewart saying, if you don't finish games off early, young guys don't get minutes. Yeah, but I mean, can we not start one young guy against, if it meant playing somebody out of position, or giving another guy some much needed rest when you have an injury riddled team? Could we not start one young guy against a Salernitana? I don't know. I don't see the be all end all in that, right? So again, I feel it's more speaks to where we are right now as opposed to earlier on, because I think he missed that window to get that done, unfortunately. So it is what it is. Malik, give the fans what they want. Trust the young Utini. They the future of the club, and they know what it's like to wear the jersey. So yeah, it's a lot. I like I said, there's so many angles to look at this right now based on where Juventus is at and what we're trying to do and chasing, right? So, I think opportunities open up too when every point isn't so critical. But right now, they all are, and it is what it is. We got to get going here. Elias, do you think Gravenberch is ready for Juve? I think Gravenberch would be ready for Juve. I mean, if I look at some of the guys on our roster, and I think there's definitely been some expendable names, I think, sure, I would go after a player like Gravenberch. I really, really like him, to be honest. And I think it's a profile of a guy we should be going at. He fits the bill. I'd be looking more to that profile than a Regista, me personally, but to each their own. Everybody's got their own thoughts. Everybody, second half's kicked off. Reminder to everybody, like the video, okay? If you're new here, subscribe. It's all Juve all the time here at the AJC. So Artur taking a knock instantly, 45th minute, and we did see a substitution, okay? So Rugani has entered the match, and he has taken off Chiellini. So Giorgio Chiellini getting 45 minutes of action. And now Rugani has entered. And Rugani has to get praise. We continue to have to praise Rugani because he's done a great job this season. Been a massive turnaround from what we were used to getting with him prior. So fantastic job by Rugani. RB comps, Gravenberch or Pogba in the summer. Those are the profiles. SMS is a guy, Quadrado with an awful ball there to absolutely nobody. It's shocking how that happens. Quite often, unfortunately, with him, but like the guy's not even moving there and he just plays it there. So just put it to the guy's feet. Gravenberch and Pogba. Yeah, those are the profiles I'd be looking at. SMS, I said, is that profile as well, but dealing with Lotito, it's just never going to happen. But a lot of Juventini do not want Pogba, is what it is. I just say, give me a guy that's going to bring creation, goals, assists out of there. So we'll see what happens. Cliff says, I would be more worried if Juve would be ready for Gravenberch. But that, I mean, will Juve put him in the best position to be successful, or will Allegri constantly change where he plays? Well, right now we play in a manner that needs those Metsalas and whatnot. So it's more the issue with Juve is what those Metsalas can do, especially in the offensive end. So I wouldn't really be too worried about whether or not we'd put him in an opportunity to succeed. I think we will. Would love to see it. Would love to see it. And Gravenberch, of course, one of the main targets. Elias saying, I don't get why Quadrado's quality changes so much in a single match. I've always said this about Quadrado. I've been labeled a Quadrado hater. I'm not a Quadrado hater. It's just that he takes you through all the emotions, okay? You get the absolute beauty, like those through balls he sent in the first half that led Dybala on that breakaway. And then you get stuff like that where you literally gifts a ball in the middle of the pitch to the other team and they're allowed to counter us. So he takes you through all the emotions. Challenge in the middle of the pitch there from Rabiot, wins the ball. Danilo gets it, plays it back to Rabiot. Vlahovic now with the ball at the left flank. All right. And he takes a foul there. All right, we have a cross ready to come in here. Pellegrini's over it. Get a third here. Oh, a lot of Juve players backed off. Salernitana clears. Dybala now back over to the left side with Pellegrini. Juventus looking to regain shape here. Classic Juan from Lucci. That's so good. So good. Chesney with the ball at his feet there. Over to Delict now from Rugani. Back to Delict. Bad passer from Dybala. Puts him under. Tech's going to be forced to clear the ball up. He does. Arthur with a nice little push off on his player. Oh, Dybala, silky smooth back heel there. But foul was called previously. And Salernitana gets the ball. Let's see here. Inside, Salernitana scanning in the middle, not doing anything dangerous by any means. Things slowed down. It's going to be interesting to see how Juve plays this one out again. Go for that third and sealer, or are they going to try to see this one out? Don't do that. Falls to the top of the area. Salernitana takes a hit, goes out. High over the goal. So let's go. Yeah, I hate the sit back. Just keep playing with the pace. Don't slow things down. We're so bad when we play slowly. Like you play slowly, and then again, what we talked about at halftime, what worked so great for Juventus, it was the off the ball movement. Okay, always giving guys on the ball options, guys making runs. You stop that and you want to slow things down, you you're not going to do anything. You're going to play so slow. Everybody's going to shut down, moving off the ball, making runs, all that. And then the guys on the ball end up only having one option, and it lets the opposition set up not only for defensively to shut you down, but even to press you a little bit and force errors on you. And the errors come easily when none of your guys are moving because you've stopped using your legs. And here comes a cross in from Salernitana. Szczesny does well getting to it. We're 51 minutes and slow. And look at this. Cuadrado on the ball. Look at how slow everybody is in comparison to the first half. Just slowly going about it. I hate trying to manage games. Don't try and manage games. Play the games. Play them the same. And if the guys are too tired to do that, that's exactly why you rotate. Make your changes. Vlahovic trying to lobby for a little bit of a knock there at the top of the area. Salernitana trying to swing the ball out wide left to Perotti. They do. Perotti's got Cuadrado 1v1. He's got an overlapping run to his left. Plays the ball into the middle, but De Ligt easily chews that one up, and he bombs it up the pitch. But short of Vlahovic and too far for Dybala, but headed back into Juve's possession by Salernitana. Cuadrado now slots it over to Rugani at the back, and Rugani's going to take a look, go back to De Ligt. Again, Juve just taking shape, taking position. Now, last thing, do you think we have a chance of signing Rudiger with PSG and Real Madrid interested? Sorry, I'm more interested in the transfer market than the matches these days. You don't have to be sorry. Is what it is. Vlahovic tries to have a low hard cross, but there was nobody in the area there. Again, talk about movement. Nobody's making moves. So, yeah, absolutely, we have a chance of signing Rudiger. The early report was that we are the ones that have the personal agreements with the player already. Then a lot of the top dogs, as far as the journalists, came out and said that there's nothing concrete, but Juve is the favorite apparently to sign him. So we'll just have to wait and see. Rudiger, I'd be happy with a Rudiger signing for sure. John Stewart saying Vlahovic needs some more polishing in his hold-up intelligence. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things too with a lot of our guys, Locatelli, included Chiesa even. They still have a lot of polishing to do. Rugani with an awful clearance attempt there goes out for a corner kick. Absolutely awful clearance, but it is what it is. So for me, did that hit his hand? He just kicked it off his own arm. Wow. So he's trying to clear it. There's not going to be a call for handball there, PK in the area. It's just his own clearance. That is shocking stuff, though. But back to the discussion about the young guys, they all have parts of their game that need polishing. And this is the thing. This is why this project that we're supposed to see is building this solid young group and core, and then moving them forward and getting them to grow. You're still going to need the veterans. You're still going to need some experienced guys around to help them. But that's the idea. So De Ligt, Chiesa, Locatelli, Vlahovic, incredible core. It's a supporting cast. I still say, you bring these young guys in the middle part. Rovella, I think, could play with us next year. I truly believe it. Fagioli, I don't think he's far off. Someone Fagioli in next season. Okay. I still just want to see him play in Serie A, but we still need to bolster our starters before really integrating a lot of the young guys, but play somewhere in Serie A. That's why I just think Rovella's already got the minutes, and he's shown what he can do. Now, Rovella's got injury issues, I guess, but that's besides the point. And here we go. Salernitana, again, bringing it on to us, and just a really slow start for the second half for Juventus, and they're just slowing things down completely. And I've already said my piece on this. I hate managing games. Play the games. But here's Salernitana up the right side, trying to find an area to cross it in. They do. It's blocked by Pellegrini, and he clears it up the top. Vlahovic is going to be battling here, trying to do a little back heel flick over to beat his man. Doesn't work out. Vlahovic, you are in for a brutal second half, my friend. If this is how it's going to be, you're going to be doing a lot of that kind of grunt work. So Salernitana now able to just control this. Stepped in there nicely by Rugani, cutting off the pass. And Rabiot comes up the left side, finds it over to Dybala. Dybala takes a look, waiting for players to come back in. Remember what I was talking about, the pace, just the overall pace. Guys' urgency, willingness to keep going. Just slows right down. Delict with a long ball that goes all the way to the end of the pitch, and the keeper will come out and get it. Just slow things down drastically here for Juventus. Now, let's see what some of these guys have to say here. We've got John saying, Paulo needs to get on the ball and impose himself here. These are the times you need it. Lies, man, Dybala with speed would have been an amazing player. So the thing is, Dybala used to have way more pace, especially when he first came to us from Palermo. And even at Palermo, he played false nine, everybody. And yeah, he had good wheels. He changed in his build though too, and that affects a player too. So when you try to ramp up your muscle mass, not that Dybala is a muscular guy by any means, but he's got more mass than when he was at Palermo and whatnot, and it changes a guy, and sometimes it does affect the pace, and it has. Ciao, Maria. Thanks for joining. Quick reminder, everybody, like the video. And now we have Paulo making a substitution, and it'll be Alvaro Morata that comes in for Dybala. So Dybala, they're just taking their time. He doesn't have 90. Look at this. No issues. Handshake for Max. Hands up for the crowd, for the applause. And there you go. Morata's on. Vlahovic still in there. We're closing in on 60 minutes. I just don't want to see him take any kinds of card. But if we play like this, he's not even going to get an opportunity to get a card because we are allowing Salernitana to play. Anthony saying need that third goal. Absolutely. Need the fourth one as well. Let's just keep going. Dybala with speed would be Salah with more skill. Dells, Gravenberch has been strongly linked to Bayern, has actually commented positively to those links. I'm not sure Juve is even in the running for him. Well, there's going to be, the thing is with Gravenberch is there was a handful of teams, right? But yes, Bayern is pushing the most, but still see what happens. You never really know. Raiola there, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think honestly, I'm fine if it's not Gravenberch. I'm just saying those qualities, right? That profile. That's the kind of guy I think we should be looking for. Sal saying bad sub, taking Dybala. We just at this point, I think, have to trust in terms of what they're getting as far as the fitness and where these guys are at. I mean, oh my God, Quadrado with another one here. Trying to 1-2 with Teixeira there, and it goes awfully wrong. Teixeira takes a foul now on Perotti. Perotti continued to just take knocks in this one. Yeah, I think we just got to trust in the guys, Max knowing their fitness levels and what they're capable of and whatnot. I would have probably expected Vlahovic to be the one with the fact that we got Inter next. Dybala is just trying to get back into it. I would have left probably Dybala a little bit longer. It's not the be-all, end-all. Ultimately, I'd like to see more changes and more guys rested. But I don't want to see us playing this way either. Verde ends up coming in for Perotti. Perotti's had his share of knocks now, so he's done. Bayern will not spend more than 25, but Ajax is asking 35, so Juve can bid 30 to 35. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, you just got to take everything you hear with a little grain of salt there. We'll see what ends up happening. After this January, who knows? These past mercados have been absolutely wild and a lot of things happening, so who knows? Why do Juve never put in consistent performances for 90 minutes? It's always a great 30, 40 minutes, then a drop off. This is a trend that needs to stop. I agree with you. The drop off in play is huge. It's huge. And like I said, it's like we go into this managing rather than playing. Stop trying to manage the games, play the games. Play the game in one manner, the same way throughout. So it's frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. So Anthony's saying the yellow card is a problem for Morata and Vlahovic because they're both the other guys that could go out of the Inter match on a card. But here's the thing: Dybala will be available. For me, you don't play the trident anyways. I think the trident needs to go away in terms of balance. So you just can't sacrifice Quad since he's our only guy that can win 1v1s with guys. So he pretty much locks himself in. It's going to be that call between Dybala or Morata. And if Dybala can continue on the way he has in this one, as we see Benetti and Sule there with Keane and Bernardeschi all down there in the training tops, a little flash to the 90s there. I think you got to make a call there between Dybala and Morata for against Inter there. And it's not a bad thing by any means because you'll have a little bit of impact there too. Morata tries to find it to Vlahovic, a hell of a hard pass for him to deal with, but he almost lays it in Rabiot's path. It does force Salernitana to see it out for a corner kick, but and Morata. Rabiot just can beat his guy to get steps there. Morata did well to kind of wait for something to develop, but his last pass was way too hard for Vlahovic. So corner kick, Quadrado's on it. You got Arthur showing for short. 62 minutes. Let's see what ends up happening. Quadrado, short little cross to the top of the air. Finds Delict who hammers it, but right at the keeper. Little bouncer too. 50-50 there. DeCilio gives Verdi the business. Pops it over the top to Artur. Artur inside to Pellegrini. And Pellegrini eats it and now just waits for Juve to get in position. Finds Danilo. Back over to DeCilio. DeCilio up ahead to Artur. Does well to find a nice pocket of space. Threw ball over the top to Vlahovic, who has a defender closing in on him. Back to Quadrado. Quadrado inside. Over to Danilo. Danilo now to the left side to Rabiot. Rabiot coming up inside over to Morata. Morata working 1v1 with his man and gets the foul. Morata. Yeah, it's just normal jostling, normal battle in there. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, but Vlahovic Morata gets the call on him there. So 64th minute here. Let's see. Salernitana trying to come in, play through the middle. We'll drop pass. They're going to switch field, head over to the left. Quadrado slowly closing things down. Verdi circles in the middle. It's inside. Let's see. Slowly, they're going to cross it in from the right side. Deflected off of Pellegrini's leg, falling to Szczesny. Very, very slow second half. My word. My word. Just allowing Salernitana knock it around the back here. Just not, yeah. Huge drop in terms of energy. Oh, Fazio allowed to step up. Look at Fazio with the touch here. What is going on here? Oh, And Salernitana trying to get an area to get a shot off. They do, but it goes wide off a deflection, and it'll be a corner kick for Salernitana. He laments as he probably should have fired it right on the first time there on that cut inside, because then he was swarmed by Artur, Danilo, and Rugani. Szczesny barking orders, making his calls. Short corner from Salernitana, back outside. Cross coming in, left footed, swinging to the back post. Danilo there, heads it out, and now applies a little bit of pressure out on the flank. Quadrado now on his man. Danilo and Quadrado work defensively on the right side for Juventus. Ball inside, top of the area. It's Verdi. Verdi's going to take a shot. Oh, and forces Szczesny to make a save there. Not an extremely difficult one. And Szczesny urging his men on to get going. The energy drop is incredible right now. We're at 66 minutes, and Juve has just gone into complete management mode. Did we change the formation this half? No, we didn't. Just that lack of energy and drive. Alex saying, I think Zach will be back after the break. He's supposed to be back after the break, so we should be seeing him come back. Eli saying, why this drop? Coaching, lack of stamina. Could be a combination of everything. I'm not sure what's said at halftime, right? So it's all speculation, but there's no denying it. There's a massive drop off in our play, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, whether it's questionable to play the young guys in on just a 2-goal lead, but at this playing this way, you'll never get to a comfortable lead anyways, and you're going to want to rest guys. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Huge drop. So John Stewart's saying, I think we changed formation when Morata came on. I don't know. It looks the same. I think he just plays it differently than Dybala. So we didn't necessarily really change anything. You got Pellegrini out wide. You got Quadrado out wide. Again, it's how we're playing, because in the first half you saw De Chilio overlapping with Quadrado. Now he's just locked right at the back here. Danilo upset about that challenge, rightfully so. It was ugly. A little bit of heat here. Ref's got the cards out. But yeah, Danilo hot after that one, and rightfully so. Dell saying, how do other clubs maintain intensity for the majority of the game? We've had this issue with an older squad and still have it with a younger squad. It's true. It's been a thing. So you'd have to think it's like, it's got to be planned. It's got to be discussed. Like, hey, we're going to see this one out. We're going to manage it. Like, let's focus on possession, cut down the overlapping runs. Don't give them those opportunities to hit us back on counters. But then it just makes you weaker in turn, right? So it's tough. It's tough. But he had saying, Alberto, is there any changes you'd make to the squad in the summer in terms of who you want to head out and who to replace them? Well, here's the thing. There's a ton of rumors around right now, and I think Juve's looking at everything for options. I think it's going to be who we're able to move, but I think Rabiot's kind of top of the list. Unfortunately, Ramsey's probably come back, so he tops the list. But Rabiot, in terms of who we bring in, I need a driving midfielder. So take one of the profiles we've been linked with, Gravenberch, Pogba, Milinkovic-Savic would be the guy, but I don't see it happening. But give me a driving midfielder. Give me somebody that will create and support and bring goals out of that middle. I'll be happy. In terms of left back, we need some left back support. Sandro and Rabiot are the top of my list on guys that need to head out. What about you, Maria? I'll ask you the same question. All right. Bernardeschi comes in for Artur. So again, Danilo's been in the heart of the defense. Quadrado is shift inside now, though, however. So Bernardeschi might be left playing the outside right role where Quadrado was. If so, he hasn't really taken that spot yet. Here's an inside ball for Vlahovic. He's going to hit it. Forces a stop. Oh. Nice through ball there. Very, very nice through ball from Danilo for Vlahovic, who hits this one on the one time. Forces the kick stop there. So 70th minute, 30 seconds. Corner kick here. Dell's saying that Rigo Sacchi was very critical of Max in the past due to these drops in performances during games. Yeah. Johnster, can you define a driving midfielder like a ball carrier? Yeah, a driving midfielder, someone with the technical ability that can win 1v1s on players, that can carry that ball forward and drive it forward, that can shoot as well. These guys that drive the midfield, right? So ball carrying, technical, strong, that have shooting prowess. Okay. We need guys that can bring goals. Shooting range. All these guys, there's 3 of those guys that are in the mix there. They can all do it. They all possess those. It's yeah. So foul there on Salernitana. DeCilio plays it back to Delict, who plays it back to Szczesny, and Szczesny's going to pop it up to the left side, looking Morata's way, or no, sorry, Rabiot's way, who heads over for Vlahovic. Vlahovic again, man, right on his back. He's playing right on the byline there. Almost earns the throw and almost gets it beyond them. Ball played inside. Ooh, tight for Pellegrini, but he deals with it. Danilo now inside to Quadrado. Yeah, so that's exactly what's happened. Quadrado has come inside for Bernardeschi to take the outside. Oh, header attempt there from Luca Pellegrini. Getting himself up there in the area. Pretty low hard cross there from DeCilio, and Pellegrini heads it, but just over the bar there. Very, very close to center of goal there. Maria saying, I agree with you, Alberto. Rabiot, Sandro, Ramsey, top of my list to go. I prefer Gravenberch. I also wouldn't mind a better center back sub to play next to Delict. Consider Bonucci, Kielo injuries. Yes. So I'll ask everybody while you guys are here, what are your thoughts on Rudiger if we get Rudiger? Yay or nay? Happy about it? Is there another option you would prefer? I think obviously Bremer would probably be a guy I'd prefer, but Rudiger's got even a quality or two that Bremer doesn't possess. So I'm happy with either, to be honest. But Bremer might be done to Inter. So we'll have to see here. Ball played inside the middle. Ooh, hell of a volley from Bonazzoli there, stopped by Szczesny. Wow, 73rd minute, big chance there for Salernitana. Has to be said. Bonazzoli did a hell of a job volleying that thing towards goal. Tell you what, 6 inches, maybe even further to the side, and that's in the back of the net there. Max looking on from the sideline there. Player down, though, for Salernitana, so we take a little bit of a break here. I have to say, Juan Danilo midfield is now our best option moving forward. Come on. Come on. Dell's a little clumsy during his Roma spell, but from what I'm told, he's improved somewhat. Johnster, yes to Rudiger. In my opinion, he's the most complete center back in the world right now. He does everything. Yeah, so he's improved a lot from where he was at Roma. Truth be told, I liked him when he was at Roma and thought that, just that bit of polishing and you can have yourself a solid defender. Him joining, look, he's good to go. He's ready to start. Gives you a lot of flexibility, formation tactically. Yeah, it would be good. It'd be a very, very good signing. And if Bremer is in fact locked into Inter, Rudiger would be a hell of a fallback option. So yeah, you wouldn't get any complaints from me. He's not my, first pick by any means, but no complaints. That's for sure. All right, Danilo in possession for Juventus. We're 75th minute mark. I'm going to hit you guys with some stats here, give you guys the numbers just so you can see here. we've got Juventus at 58% possession, 42 for Salernitana. So again, another sign of how we've played the second half based on how high it was in the first half. 11 total attempts for Juventus, 6 on target, 8 total attempts for Salernitana, 2 on target. 2-0 Juventus, and a very, very drab second half in comparison to the first for us. Let's see here. Max barking orders and direction from the sideline, pacing. Salernitana again controlling, but an awful switch field ball, missing Verdi and going out for a throw-in. Vlahovic barking orders from the front. Max continues given the directions. Delict moving forward with the ball. Bad pass as Cuadrado was backing up and he was cut off. And now Salernitana regains possession again. Just way too slow. Way too slow and stagnant. There's no movement. Zero movement. Poor cross in from Salernitana to the back post. Szczesny's right goes out for goal kick. Cuadrado needs to come off, John Stewart saying. Yes, we need to see some changes. Need to see some more changes. We've only seen that one at half, which was Rugani for Chiellini, and then Bernardeschi entering for our tour in the 70th. But get some changes, get some fresh legs. But would it even matter? Is this directed? Is this directed in how we want to play a slow, methodical second half just to see this one out? I'm not so sure. Not so sure. Alex P. Moretti in? Why not? Why not? 2-0? Salernitana? 77th minute? Put him in at 80? 10 minutes? Why not? We need some a little boost there. Some fresh legs. But the energy drop off in the second half from the get-go is clearly evident. It's wild. Wild stuff. Pellegrini on the ball, throwing it in. Oh, Vlahovic misses that one. Trying to just play forward. Danilo does well inside. Bernardeschi, not sure what the attempt was. Might have been trying to pop it over the top there. Koulibaly getting in the way. And Pellegrini back in for a throw-in. Rabiot to forward. Bernardeschi trying to direct. And here comes Rabiot turning his man, cutting into the area. Low hard cross. Seen out. Vlahovic wanted that thing to slip through. Great work from Rabiot there. I find it funny when players won't take players on when they're running at them. But he'll try and beat guys when they're on his back. It's the wildest thing. Like, that's when you want to take guys on, when you've got them backpedaling, you're running at them. But I'd even rather do it when they're on his back. Whatever works for you, man. Corner kick for Juve. Closing in on the 79th minute. Headed out. Oh, and Salernitana on the break here. Bernardeschi running back, trying to get in position to cut this off. Bad pass from Salernitana, mishandled. And Juventus trying to see their way through. Here comes Morata, slotting over to the side. Vlahovic forced back. Cuadrado was making a breakthrough and beyond, but Vlahovic couldn't get it to him. It was closed off, unfortunately. Just holy shit, I forgot Rabiot was on the field this entire half. There you go. Alex P saying Salernitana drew Milan and Sass. Anthony, be more respectful. They stink. Come on. And so do Milan and Sass. Let's go. They all stink. So, closed in on 80th minute. 2-0 Juventus. Okay. Obviously, had to be 3 points without a doubt. We will close to 1 against Inter before facing Inter. Biggest thing going into that match is Juventus has not defeated one of those teams ahead of us this season. So there's another test for this team. Okay. Amidst all the nonsense that's happened in the past couple of days in the news, and then that Champions League exit, the bottom line is finishing these latest objectives as strong as possible. I need a big statement in that game from Juventus. I need us to get the job done. I need a victory in that game. I need us to beat one of those teams this season. And that's a big, big knock on Max, to be honest, regardless of Ross, regardless of injuries and all this. I'm shocked at the record from this team against those teams ahead of us. Absolutely can't be like that. A solid 9 on the stinkometer. I think Amp changed the name to the Abacus of Stink. So Salernitana coming back again. Foul though on Juric, and Salernitana will get this. Omkar saying Inter Juve will end in a draw. It's possible. Anything's possible. I need a win though. Okay? We need a win. We need Juve to win that game. And another reminder for everybody, if you're in the Toronto or Greater Toronto area, reach out to us because our own Anthony and Lucci, okay, are running a live all Juve cast watch party at Cafe Juventus in Toronto. So make sure you DM us, reach out to us on Instagram or Twitter, and RSVP your spot. A ton of awesome prizes from stripedheartsapparel.com to the sponsor. If you haven't checked them out, make sure you check out that site for the coolest custom Juve fan merch that's out there. I don't know what that word Alex. Let's see here. Time's winding down, everybody. 82nd minute. Let's see. Little shot there. Szczesny just sees it out wide. Not much of a threat there, Zotea. Quite a ways out. Close to 30 yards. Probably 30 yards. Szczesny getting ready to pump this thing up the pitch. Ball's just bouncing around here. The pitch, Quadrado. Through ball to Vlahovic. He's got a 50-50 with the defender. He gets to it. Tries to take him on. Does cut inside. Finds Berna. Berna chose to cut inside, but that's where the pressure was coming from, and he loses the ball. Salernitana now trying to turn things around, but Quadrado intercepts. Oh, a little through ball there for Morata. Pretty far, takes him out into the left corner. Morata's got one defender ahead of him. Pass it back to Quadrado. Quadrado slowly go. Oh my God. What? How is that? How is that not a call? Rabiot does well. Rabiot does well getting back there, shutting down the first one, takes a foul on the second one. I have no idea how that's not a call on Quad earlier on. And then Rabiot comes back and takes down Ribery and gets a piece of the other guy. That's crazy to me that Verdi doesn't get a foul there. Oh yeah, one kind of holds up and then lets him get that contact. I can kind of see that from that angle. Still nonsense. Here's Verdi for Salernitana, steps over this free kick. Vlahovic barking. And ball over the top, headed back into the middle. Oh, and just goes out to the right side. And now DeCilio will pop it forward for Morata. Morata slows things down. Back to DeCilio, back to Morata. And Morata just off of Fazio for throw-in. Just swarming pressure and not a load of options. Very, very slow second half for Juventus. My word, everybody. My word. The King Isa Allegri is ruining the youth. Absolutely unbelievable. John Stewart. Quadrado could have stayed on his feet and actually created something. It's true. It's true. He could have tried to fight through that more. He stopped up. I didn't see that till the replay. But Ribery. Jesus. He's tough to look at. Let me tell you. Whew. Roberto Hicks, second half, really, really poor. Yep. Agree. It's just night and day to what we see. Here's Quadrado surrounded by 4 players. Again, that's just a highlight of what the second half has been. Absolutely zero urgency of anybody to get in any type of position behind them with those 4 there to even get anything. We see Max Allegri getting carded here, getting a yellow card for his discussion with the referee. Max showing some fire. I don't think we ever lack fire from Max. DeCilio inside to Quadrado. Quadrado up ahead to Morata. Morata. Trailing run ball, but the trailing run was just a little bit late. Quadrado does great to get in there and close it down. He's going to take his guy 1v1 in the area. Inside to Pellegrini. Pellegrini has a shot. Oh, hits a deflection and ends up just rolling lightly to the keeper. Moise Keane looking to come on at 87 minutes. Here's a brutal giveaway from Salernitana. Goes up to the left side to Bernardeschi. Cross in way over Vlahovic. And Salernitana able to come out the other side. We got a lot of Juve players standing here. Rugani ends up clearing this one away. And again, just everybody. Quadrado's gassed. He's done. Looking at Quadrado, he's sucking wind big time. Danilo's moving very, very lightly. Morata's not really putting any pressure forward. Nobody really is putting any kind of pressure forward. Salernitana just able to control. Man, they're killing my matchday live prediction in terms of possession. I was sitting pretty until we just backed right off in the second half. What's going on here? It's way too slow. But again, just managing it, just seeing it out, happy with 2-0. But whether you get the changes in or not, but this is not just coincidence that this happens repeatedly. Like, whether it's team players or whatever, we need to put in more balanced shifts, not just one good half of football. I mean, to be fair, Salernitana, not much of a threat, but I mean, geez, they could have bagged a goal here, which would have made things very, very interesting. And then when you shut down like this for a half, oh, little floater ends up going easily into Szczesny's hands. But when you drop off like this, here's Moretti getting ready with Keane. And we're, a couple minutes from the end of the match. Anyways, when we get to these games and whatnot, they bag a goal. When you shut down like this and all the good positives that you had in the first half, you stopped. Good luck trying to turn it back up again and crank it back up again. It's never been that worry with this team. Like, I'm not worried about a max team playing with a lead, but I am very, very concerned about a max team trying to chase a goal, especially later on in matches. I'm very worried about Max's teams doing that. Vlahovic ends up getting the sub here. We've got 4 minutes of added time. And he gets the applause from the crowd here. He's giving an applause to the crowd as well. Moise Keane coming on for Vlahovic. And you have Miretti about to step on for Juan Cuadrado. All right. So, free kick for Juventus, ball at Danilo's feet. He has it over to Moise Keane. Again, we're closing in on 91st minute. We got 94 with the added time. He's trying to take his man on. Just goes out for a goal kick to Salernitana. Now, let's see what we have coming in here. This hurts players mentally that the coach doesn't have confidence in putting them in for 10 minutes. From Cliff, I'm Cart saying, I want to look at Juve doing 4 to 5 goals with clean sheet. Don't know when these days will start. Feels like we are just somehow managing to survive with luck. I'm not necessarily even concerned about how many goals we score, because whether the guys can finish them or not or whatnot. But I think to have a second half where you've completely literally stopped playing and just managing out, I think it has other effects on the team. We talked about it. Games can change like this. And if all of a sudden Salernitana did find one of those goals, you've just dropped off completely. Are you able to just pick it up and 100 and just completely switch on again? I don't think you can. It's not that easy. So once you stop all those good things, you got to keep that energy up. You got to keep that momentum. You got to keep going in that manner. You don't need to do it to a point where you kill yourself or you're overexhausted, but you have to keep an urgency to keep going forward. You can't let teams linger around. You can't continue to give them hope. And us allowing Salernitana to play around and whatnot. I mean, that one volley was a great one from Bonazzoli. If that goes in, my God, all of a sudden they have this sign of life, and all of a sudden they're really getting back into the game. Kill them off. Give them no sign of hope, or at least continue to play in the manner you did in the first half. Because even if you're not bagging the goals, you're pushing them backwards. You're not just giving up all the space and letting them play and come at you. At least you're still holding them back. And it's just guys still making those runs, making that energy. And maybe they just see it in the sense that they don't have to because they're up, right? But the thing is it makes closing games out. And even if you wanted to manage it, it still makes it easier using your legs, opening up the lanes, opening up the windows, creating space, taking those passes, using them quickly, making that other team still run and have to defend you and still have to think and use a lot of brain power. And just by doing things quickly and still moving your legs and whatnot, trying to do it in the way we do is actually harder to manage games. So just the one thing is using your legs, that urgency, that running, playing with that pace. You can still manage games if that's what you're trying to do in that fashion. And it should, in fact, be easier. We exert more energy playing slower because it's always in our end and we're always the ones having to react and defend. This is my opinion. That's it. Just my opinion. Dell saying Juve should hire Bielsa as an assistant for Max. He'll have our guys pushing hard all game. Max can focus solely on the defense. They'd be a dream team together. Yeah, Bielsa will never go. Here's Keane trying to make a run up that right side. Here comes the ball across. It gets to Keane. He's trying to cut inside, puts the ball too far ahead and cut off. Here's Morata battling for it. And that's game. There you go. There you go. 2-0 victory, Juventus. Okay. Dybala, Vlahovic, your goal scorers. All right. Whew. Let's get to it. I'll give you the stats. Hit you with the stats on this one as it's wrapped up. Okay, 2-0. I think we're all just glad that second half ended because it was a drab affair in the second half. But your goal scorers, Paulo Dybala with the assist of Vlahovic in the 5th minute. and then Vlahovic with the assist to De Sciglio in the 29th minute. Okay, those are your 2 goal scorers. The stats finish with 57% possession for Juventus, 43 for Salernitana. 12 total attempts with 7 on target for Juventus, 12 total attempts with 4 on target for Salernitana. If we're going to get into ratings, which I will dig up and give you them, I want to hear all of your man of the match for this one. But the big thing is Juventus now 1 point behind Inter Merda, and we will face Inter Merda next, and we're getting hyped up for that one. Okay, now let's get over to this one. This one's going to be coming up April 3rd, Juve Inter. Okay, after this little break here, hopefully we can get all our guys back fit, Zakaria back into the fold, and then let's start looking at that one. For that match, we have a live all Juve cast watch party that'll be in Toronto. So if you're in Toronto and part of the GTA, get in contact with us. Anthony and Lucci will be running that one live from Cafe Juventus in Toronto. You don't want to miss that. Quick reminder to everybody, like this video, okay? Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you check out stripedheartsapparel.com, okay? So this win, like I said, second half, Trab affair, first half, Juve looked fantastic. That's all they needed. That's all they needed was the first half. So 2-0 victory. We're going to get into some SofaScore ratings. Then I want to get all yours. We got a lot of shouts already for Dybala, man of the match. Okay. And yeah, he was getting them. Cliff's got Dybala and Alex P getting smart. Alex, stop it. So I think, honestly, I'd probably go with Dybala as well for his role in the first half. He was fantastic in this one, and he should be. He should be, especially amongst all the nonsense. The guys that need to be big were Cuadrado, Dybala, and Vlahovic was great as well. Dybala and Vlahovic should have been on a brace. So here you have it. Milan, 66 points. Napoli, 63. Inter, 60. Juventus, 59 points. Of course, Inter still has one game in hand, which will be played against Bologna. So we will see. Now, ratings from SofaScore. Szczesny gets 7.5. De Sciglio, 7.4. De Ligt, 7.1. Chiellini, 6.7. Pellegrini, 7. Rabiot, 7.7. Artur, 6.8. Danilo, 7.6. Cuadrado, 8. Dybala, 7.4. Vlahovic, 7.6. According to SofaScore, Cuadrado was man of the match. Now, this match, like I said, there's nothing really to take out of it. Juventus played a strong first half, got the goals they wanted. In the second half, they went into manage mode. My biggest thing is how we choose to manage the games. I think we should still keep playing in the same manner just to keep that push on the opposition and not allow them to come into our area and just have options to play around. But regardless, all we needed out of this one was no injuries and to get the job done. We have done that. Morata and Vlahovic were on the pitch. Neither one of them got a yellow card, so they will both be in the match against Inter. Pellegrini got a yellow card in this one for a dive in the area, which was nonsense from him. He gets a yellow. He's not going to be in the lineup against Inter. So there you go. We could have had a blowout here in the first half. Second half, we decided to shut things down. It is what it is. We do have to be more clinical, Alex. I agree with you 100%. Have to be more clinical. But the big one, the big test will be Inter, of course. We have to see what this team can do against this side. This is pretty much going to be the last match against a team that is ahead of us, and we have not defeated any of those teams this season. April 3rd, it's going to be different. It's got to be different. I want to see us get the job done against the Inter Merda, okay? Has to be 3 points, is what it is. Great first half, sleepy second half, 2-0 victory, clean sheet, no injuries. Vlahovic remains in the lineup for Inter, and Morata remains in the lineup. These are all positives, okay? The nice thing, too, is we know about what happened, training arguments, all this, and Max said he was thinking this team is too soft, and he needed that push, and he needed that drive. This might have been a good thing to happen, and at this time. I said before that I firmly believe everything happens for a reason. Okay. So this was a good reaction. That first half was a fantastic reaction from the players that needed to react because they were involved in what happened with Max. And this was the reaction you wanted to see, was that first half. That's what we need to carry through and follow through to finish off the season strong. Okay. We've got one leg in the Coppa Italia final. Okay. Let's wrap things up against Fiorentina there. Let's go into the Coppa Italia final and let's try and get that trophy. Okay. Serie A, let's keep making things interesting and let's keep grinding out these wins. I don't ultimately care how they come, but let's keep getting them. Okay. It is what it is. 3 points, one behind Inter. Again, Max is not wrong when he says back in January, if you would have said when we were 10 points behind Inter or Atalanta, that we would now have consolidated fourth place at this point, and now being 1 point behind Inter, having to play them next, there's no way anybody would have predicted that. So regardless of what we believe in terms of the playing and performances and all this, it is what it is. We are getting it done. We are moving forward. Let's move. Okay, let's move. Tomorrow, you all know where to be, right here. Post-match live podcast, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, we're going to break things down, and then we're going to tackle more of the news, and we're going to look ahead, and we're going to go into this break with some of those topics and discussions and really break this thing in depth and have more general discussion on the outlook around Juventus currently. Okay, thank you everybody for joining the live again. Like the video, share the content. Okay, we continue to try and grow this community. Okay, let's make it as big as we possibly can. Thank you to everybody. Fine work again, Anthony. Grazie. Alex, my pleasure. Okay, Andrew, you're all very, very welcome. Okay, Forza Juve, fino alla fine. Let's move along, and we'll talk to you all tomorrow. Okay, fino alla fine. Forza Juve. Ciao tutti.